Who's going to be first? Let's go. Start sending. Excellent connection. Thank you, YouTube. I'm dressed up a little bit like Cotton Eye Joe. If this is your first time here, subscribe and like, but only after I earn the subscribe and like, of course. I'm dressed a little bit like Cotton Eye Joe tonight. I am not going to be distracted by the state of origin. I'm going against the current. Tonight I'm going to talk about something else for those that aren't watching the footy tonight, and I hope you enjoy. We've got Dave D, stand fast, moderator, with a sad boy beneath him. And Emma C, how you going? Jet, Benny and the Jets, how you going? Do you like the lumberjack threads in summer? We've got Kuda, James, looking good as always, Kaz. Thank you very much. I'll take a compliment every day of the week. Swipe right to the world. Bailey's hat, thrown. Circles. Gets caught in the wind, goes through a door, lands on a bed, and it's Boy George's. Wherever he lays his hat is home. We've got Mr. Winter. Philemon Winter. G'day, mate. Jesse Bray. I wish I had your girl. Mr. Bryce. Veteran. How you going, mate? Calm down a little bit from our topic from a couple of nights ago, the SASR debacle. We're about to find out what's going to happen with those young men. And let's hope someone pumps the brakes and common sense prevails. The best of the best. SAS. Tonight we're going to be talking about SAS Australia, Who Dares Wins, celebrity show. And it's by Channel 7, of course. And it's about character more than it is about military. But it's a fantastic show. When you watch it and parallel yourself compared to it, you should be able to learn a lot from it. And we'll throw the introduction on in a minute. We've got Robbie Kent here, the keeper of hounds. Your gift should be there any day now, mate. You're going to love it. No hints. We've got Gav. We've got Lukey Craig there. Hey, Cass and team. I hope everyone is going well. We're going fine, mate. The dog's good. It's like watching, I don't know, someone with ADD in a china shop, mate. He managed to find everything he can ram down his bloody throat. Drives me crazy. Jay Hayes, West Side, not cerebral palsy. We've got Emma C here. Something up with the visuals? I'm not sure. Is it? We've got Minnie. G'day, mate. We've got Hibiscus. Thank you for joining us in Patreon, mate. We'll call you hashtag 260 from now on. Well done, and thank you very much, young lass. You're my favourite, Northern Flower. We've got Tyson Walker. Tyson's about to fight. Roy Jones, who's going to win? Which one was your hero growing up? Andrew, how you going, mate? Hey, Kaz, currently at Singo. Got a CO talk tomorrow about these SAS investigations coming out. And I'm going to tell you, Andy, I don't want you to concentrate on that too much. You do your job, right? You do your job. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be happy with knowing that the person in charge at the very top you're not allowed to comment about is doing internal investigations behind your back using civilians to do it. That would piss me off. Okay, Pepsi, the most evil drink on earth, competes with Coca-Cola. Not really. You just make sure that Coke can't be sold in the same location. That's cheating. That's fake news. Looking great, Kaz. Love the shirt. Thank you very much, Kyron. My eyes are stuffed, team. Yonnies. G'day, mate. How you going? Daz. Your gift is coming to you too. It's in the mail right now. Good Aussie. Hyundai driving Aussie. Yaros. We've got you now making me think of kebabs. I haven't had a chance to have dinner tonight and be able to deliver a subject as well. And guess who's under you? DJ Brown. Spin that wheel. Mr. Bryce, tomorrow is the day the report is released. I'll keep my cool, so will I. Tyson, go the Blues. No, we're going to go for Queensland tonight, so let's hit it. Hey, team, how we going? Cass, don't worry about said Mexican chips there. Tonight, I understand it is the decider between State of Origin, Queensland, New South Wales. It is the decider. Go Queensland. That's who I go if I'm not a fence sitter, but I live in New South Wales. We're also going to be covering SAS Australia, Who Dares Wins, episode 10, so we can see what happens with our contestants, our celebrities. It's not a show. Absolutely, it's a show. It's not going to get you in the Carter course, that's for sure. It's not going to get you in the SOSR, right, that's for sure. So tonight we see two events. We see the breaking down of character. But we see a fantastic effort by all, and we'll bisect those. The first one is going to be the ice submersion claustrophobia special. And then we're going to see that with the 10-kilometre cross-country sled pull for elimination. It's going to be interesting. Stay with us, enjoy. And I hope you like the show, and don't look at it as a military context, look at it as a character context. And wonder how you would go. There was no standouts for bad. I believe everyone did an excellent performance. Yep, we're in the sharp end now. And I expect nothing less by these people. Okay, we're starting to buffer a little bit at the moment, team. It will pass any second now, believe me. Pepsi is evil because it doesn't give you a choice. It's a socialism choice of liquid, okay, the dichotomy of evil that resides on the tongue and doesn't brush the teeth like Coke does in an operational environment, which is the reason why you can't find Coke on operations.
I've got to say, though, it was nice to see Pepsi and Mr. Buccaroni's stream. I think that was last night. Pepsi was there.
Yes. Yes, but not being consumed.
No.
You won't get this sound. Wait a second, Lauren. You won't get this sound.
Oh, that's good.
You won't get that from a can of Pepsi, team. You need to be overseas for 6 months where you've got nothing but your hand to keep you warm, you know, and entertained, to know the gift that keeps on giving, which is Coca-Cola. The number one sexy brand's been going for over 100 years. We've got a fantastic message here. Hibiscus passed her psych today. And has got a defence interview tomorrow. Well done.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to catch up. Sorry. Hello, everyone. I'm not really in the chat too much. I'm just talking to Kaz. I just got a cup of tea.
Polly, put the kettle on.
Yeah.
Ryanopoulos is throwing out some hands of colour too. He's got cops, he's got soldiers, he's got Coke, he's got no Pepsi. I need to put it up there to see who has the audacity to throw it up there. We've also got a message just from Dave, who just found out that, not Dave D, but from Dave from Patreon, who's just found out that he's about to go into the military. His start date, enlistment date, is the 1st of February, and he's going in as a medic. So to him and his family, some great news right there, mate.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, we watched the show. We watched the SAS Australia episode 10 of Who Dares Wins, not to be confused with the real Cadre course, selection course, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 activities that came on. I'd like to say I am so proud of every contestant, but a lot of things occurred on the show on episode 10. Where people could have had failure points, whether it be from inability to actually physically take the pain of 1 degree water, or whether it be submerging under ice from one hole to the next. You'll see all this in a moment. There was a whole lot of areas where people could have shit themselves and said, look, I'm just not going to do that, and failed. But they didn't. Every single one passes. And then they went on to a second activity. Again, we'll be covering it tonight. And it was the 10-kilometre cross-country gear race, elimination race, which doesn't necessarily eliminate you for coming last, but they look at you and your effort and whether you're worth retaining. And I'm going to tell you, 2 people got taken off the course despite the fact they'd still passed everything. And there is a lesson there for those that go into the military. This is not like the civilian world. Even if you pass everything, even if you beat other people, there is intangibles to make the quality of the team the best it can possibly be. And sometimes that means the better performing person does not get picked based on personality, ability to get on with others, etc. is a real honest way. But if we're not careful, the way they're going, hey, Jay Hayes, welcome to the voice of the people. Well done, Jay Hayes. We'll throw this one on you. A bit of tentacle.
He loves a bit of tentacle.
He does, especially around him. It's a kraken. Feed him a mother-in-law. That should make him happy. An Adelaide mother-in-law. Coming out to you, mate. So there's a lot, and we can learn from that. So what we'll do is we'll go up and we'll actually have a look at this one, and we'll talk our way through it. And remember, that it would suck. It would really, really suck to go through. And they've done a fantastic job. And despite the fact that they pass everything, they still get rejected. And that, in reality, is what occurs. So here we go. Be ready for it. We're buffering again. How you going there, Jay? This is Erin McNaughton. Lovely lady. She was the Miss Universe, or Miss Australia. Do you know, you should know about that. You were a model, Lauren?
Yeah, they're lovely ladies. It's difficult competition.
My whole life, if I've thought that I might fail at something, I haven't given it a go. And that's the worst lesson to be teaching my kids.
The audio, apparently, is been hit as copyright despite the fact that I'd actually sped it up.
Bastards.
Okay. Yeah, bastards. So basically what happens is she gets through, she does the job, she gets under, no dramas whatsoever. The next activity they go into is the 10-kilometre race, hauling all their equipment like a bobsled, like a husky, across the ice, and it's 10 kilometres, and they are warned that people will be kicked out of this course based on this activity. And the criteria for being kicked off, we're not going to tell you until the time comes. And basically what they want to cull the herd. You know, you need to understand that with the SAS, etc., they'll have a lot of activities that, whether it be Lucky Dip, where you are going to be doing a group activity where they'll make some impossible tasks that go for a really long time. Like some of them might go for more than 8 hours. You won't know, and some might be short, but they're added on over and over and over, using sleep deprivation, using weather, using fatigue, using impossible timelines that you can start to make sense and blame others for the failures, when in actual fact you were never going to pass in the first place, and therefore they break down the character to see what you are able to do. Now, there's other things like Happy Wanderer, etc., where they will make you go out for days on end doing navigation individually, not able to walk across tracks, so that your own mind, you are going to be at war with, a jihad on your own mind. With that, you know, that is something that a lot of people cannot tolerate. They're used to training with another person. They're used to training with music. They're used to getting some sort of pick-me-up from someone else. And in the absence of that and the creation of silence, you know, in activities where there might be a navigation exercise where it's 3 kilometre legs, it takes you a long time to go 3 kilometres if you're not actually sure that you're on bearing, off bearing. Do you aim off? You know, is it to a 6-figure grid, which means within 100 metres? Is it to a 10-figure grid, which is within 1 metre? Is it 8-figure within 10 metres? You want to be right on, and there could be an activity like boxing or something that's waiting for you. So it ain't easy. So they'll use you against yourself. They'll use the temperature against yourself. They'll use atmospherics. They'll use sleep deprivation against yourself. And then from there is, are you the droid we're looking for? How did you respond? And no one can fake it for 16, 17, 21 days.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard for anyone to fake anything for that long.
Yep.
Like when you watch Big Brother, they're totally different people day one than what they are, 15 days in.
It's true. Yep, it is true. And all of a sudden the makeup doesn't matter as much. We see with these things where the ladies, beautiful as they may be, Candace Warren, etc. No. Warren? No.
No.
Anyway, Warner. All of a sudden they don't have any modesty anymore because they're not in first world problems. They don't care about makeup anymore. They don't care about if someone sees their body.
They come back better people.
They do.
That
Absolutely.
That's liberating. Like I never wear makeup around here.
Yeah. I never wear it either. Merrick is the one that always I see outstanding. Really, really good. We're going to try and see if they actually allow this other one to go. It's trying to take us down now. It's trying to take us down. It's coming up a warning. Heads up, we've detected copyright audio in the video in your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. Okay. Okay, so basically what occurs, team, is they end up getting rid of Faras, and he came about 4th or 5th out of the 10 or so that were in the race. And they also got rid of Candace Warner, who didn't come last either. Now, it'd be easy to say from one's perspective, but they didn't come last. Why are they getting cold? But when you're in a position where you are able to observe a team for a prolonged period of time and then have a board of study where they don't hear, there's a whole lot of atmospherics that will come out where they'll go, that is a criteria, despite the fact that physically they were able to complete this or that. That would be a failure point or a morale reduction point over a prolonged period of time when we're talking about 6 months, 9 months, the fine details, etc. So basically the 10-kilometre event is far enough that your fitness will not be enough. It's going to come down to grit, toughness. It's going to come down to character. And what it does also is we take your ability away from you when we do these kind of activities to pace yourself by making you race against people with a prize being not eliminated, or maybe the incentive, if you don't put in, will they stop me? Will they let me off? And they don't. It's over when it's over. If you take an extra 4 hours, they will let you take the extra 4 hours unless you are medically withdrawn or say the words, I want to quit. They want you to say those words, I want to quit. Okay, but once you say that, you could become a quitter the rest of your life. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You've usually got a little bit more in you than what you think you do.
Absolutely, and you know that as soon as they say take your pack off, get in the vehicle over there. Where it's all of a sudden warm and you go, oh, the perception was I couldn't go on, but actually I can. And that happens a lot in life. One of the other things too is by setting you against other people, ego gets involved. And you might take off and run at someone else's pace, not your own, especially if it's an activity you've never done before. And that's why they're running in the snow with this sled. See who's smart, see who paces himself. You know, but you've got to be careful pacing yourself because you're still going to lose your energy either. Anyway, but you're being observed the entire time. You know, and 10 kilometres across the snow with snow boots on is going to take a long time. I believe it took 3 hours for these guys to do it, the ones that came first. And I believe it was Merrick that came first, beat the Honey Badger, beat Magnuson, you know, beat Faras. You know, I believe the first female was either Holly or was Sabrina, the lady of colour from the AFL Women's League that's impressed me so much. Really, really good job. All of them did a really good job. You know what? Everyone thought that the young lass, Erin, was going to be the one that was going to be booted off because she came last and was making noises like a pig on bloody having its piglets. You know, we normally get told to shut up in the military if you start making weakness noises. Shut up. Control yourself, get on with it. You know?
Yeah, because that could be contagious.
Well, it can be, you know, but that also can be people that are continually, you know, absolutely not quitting, putting 100% in and have almost nothing left.
That's true.
When you sit on red line, you can do some weird shit. You know, I did a 3.2 against, I can't even say his name. Let's just say he went to SASR in 1999. And I did the 3.2 on that, which was meant to be going for the selection course. We were doing the barrier test, a real hard one actually, where there was a 28-kilometre speed march, and he ran the whole thing and impressed everyone. But the 3.2, which I believe is the hardest activity you do in the military, you know, especially because it's normally under test conditions against other contestants, or it's done as a section with all battle equipment. Now, that 3.2, I was a runner, and the speed that they went out at was so fast that I gassed out, blew me wad, so to speak, and then was running at a pace that was so slow compared to what my normal pace would be, because I prematurely elevated my heart rate and the fatigue levels within my limbs. You know, after doing the swim tests, after doing the BFAs, after doing all the other activities, I was basically spent, and I only just made it. And one of the sad things was there was a sergeant at the time, and all he'd done was train for a year for this, and the 3.2 was his boogeyman. and he failed by 5 seconds. No, don't waste our time. See you later. And he just broke down.
Really?
He started bawling his eyes out when he realised he'd just trained for a year, and might have had all the qualities, but you have a cut-off for the reason. That's why you have year 10, English and maths, etc.
Yeah. So is it a case with that particular thing? Is it a case of pacing yourself and not peaking too early?
I don't know if there is an actual strategy other than running it and knowing it and running at your pace, but you don't normally do 5 or 6 activities before you go for a 3.2. Normally that would be the only thing you do that day, and that's run with your webbing on, with your rifle, with everything. So
it's not the same as me putting my headphones on and going for a stroll with the dog.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between training and race day. Race day's different. Race day's different. Your heart is going through your chest. It's time to perform right now. Who dares wins? So much at stake. Yep. But if you start to doubt yourself, it can also be easy to take your foot off the pedal and make it look like you're trying your hardest, and you do just enough to not make it and then get let off easily. When you go for Special Forces selection, guys and gals, it can be an easy way to then be able to coast through the rest of your career after that, because then you can say, I actually had a go, but I fell short, as opposed to, I wonder how I would go.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So what's going on in your team? We've got Chris. Agreed, but everybody thinks they can be a soldier. Yeah. A soldier thinking they can be SAS, for a lot of people, can be like someone thinking they can be a soldier.
Yep.
School of Infantry is hard as hell. It is really, really hard. And you never know what your test is going to be. Is it going to be overcoming aches, pains, injuries, act of God?
Yep. You're going to need to, like you said, your personality, nobody can fix that, but you can work on it.
Yep.
If you're willing to do it, and you can learn how to, endure stuff and push yourself. But, it's like when we've said it before, when we get people in here who haven't even finished school and they're planning out what they're going to do after their SAS career, and it's a case of, I don't think you're quite appreciating how difficult it is to get there.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot of qualifications, to be over at the SASR and all that sort of stuff, but that's as fast a lane as you can go. I don't know if they enjoy it while they're there, or whether it's more of an addiction to their OCD ability to keep going. You don't get into SASR unless you're special. It's called Special Air Service for a reason.
Exactly.
And amongst the special, there is special, more special, uber special.
Uber special, turbo special.
Yep. Nutsu cow special.
Indeed.
It's all right. We still love you, even though you go for the cane toads. Oh.
Yeah, it's on Queenslander, right? They're all going for the cockroaches.
They're just going with who they think the favourites are.
Yeah, exactly.
Dave D says to the man in the arena is due their respect. Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Exactly.
Simon Powell. Here we go. It's about time someone from the RAF had a little bit of backbone. Simon Powell, or a soldier thinking they are good enough to join the RAF.
I thought that was good. And Simon, I'm West Side originally, but I think I spent so many years up in Townsville that when it comes to the football, the state of origin, I'm definitely Queenslander. Same as I'll always go for the Cowboys. I don't really watch it, but that's my team.
I like the Cowboys. I used to be a St George supporter. Now I'm a Cowboy supporter, and I blame all of that on what's his name? How quick I turn my tides.
Yeah.
Thurston.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Thurston. He's an amazing ambassador. He didn't start his career well either.
Yep, exactly.
Kinraid, KFC Special. And we've got Tom and Nick's Aviation. That's a good core if you like double glazed windows, chocolate milk, and the power to fly.
He wants to know any tips for joining 1RAR.
Yeah, man. You got to just successfully get through the right attitude, be infantry fit, go in there, be a great bloke, and tell people straight away, I want to go to the big blue one. And then from there, they're going to ask you why. You let them know. If you need a hand in fabricating a reason why, I will help you out, mate. But 1RAR is my enemy as a 2nd Battalion guy that I am.
Exactly. He's probably got a reason, but sometimes it's difficult to verbalise.
Yeah.
The sort of abstract things that we have in our head. It's hard to put into words.
It is true. Here's a gentleman. Hey, Cane and Peppers, how you going? Blue's always been a fence sitter. Put this in you, not too cow. I was born in Liverpool too, but I was reborn in Townsville. I accept. Within the regiment, the Royal Australian Regiment, that is. And we've got Vice there. If you're going to call yourself Vice, no one can have a go at you if you're addicted to anything.
Yeah, exactly. You put it out there.
G'day, Kaz. It's been a bit, mate. How's shit going? It's going well, mate. Shit going? Not too bad. No more blood in my stool samples. It's all right, mate. I'm still down near my little one in Penrith. Bought a puppy for her. Overpriced, of course. My shares are doing pretty shit. Looking forward to summer. Some GoPro. Jumping in that water 100 times, filming it all, put it together. Having a laugh and eating some hot chips and some battered sabs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fine summer.
Yeah. Marcus is saying we never actually had that call, did we? Marcus, just send us a message, man, and we can do that. It's no problem. Well, I spend most of my time on the bat phone.
That's true. Vice said the only shizzle he's addicted to is supporting people and helping my mates out. That's really good addiction.
That's a good thing, mate. That's a good thing. What are your legs? Steel Springs, and let's see them. Shoot you down the track.
Cry.
What?
That scene always brings a tear to my eye. I always get a lump in my throat.
Yeah, it's about respect.
Kids say that to me just to make me cry. Can you give everyone an update on Achilles' hearing? There's been a few people asking lately.
Okay. It turns out I think he's trans because he's a boy, but he's also got selective hearing. So I think there's a girl inside him too.
He's just an alpha.
He's a fantastic little puppy. You know, he bites my daughter all the time. That's because he sees her as below him in the pack, I believe. He doesn't bring his needle little teeth near me very often. His breath doesn't stink. Doesn't mind a kiss. You know, he doesn't drop fur. He doesn't stink. He's a beautiful little boy. He's got 6 days before he gets the jab, gets the little prick, not his own. And that means that Parvo is out the way and not a threat anymore. And then we can start to take him out in the greater world. We're going to take him to the beach. We're going to take him to the rivers. We're going to take him to the parks. We're going to take him everywhere. Give him the best possible life, and in turn give my little girl the best life. Having said that, we've also got some sad news, team. Yesterday, one of the guys from my PTSD course took his own life, and also his assistant's dog as well. He's from Townsville. That's Adrian. And if anyone knows Adrian, he's Raffy. Horrific situation he went through up near Tyndall. And you're not in pain anymore, mate. You know, so rest your soul.
Yeah, lest we forget.
Hey, Kaz, isn't Bitcoin up quite a bit at the moment? Yeah, there's something going on with that Bitcoin, mate. I think it's to do with the some of the stuff that's going on in politics at the moment too, I believe, and cashless society, which is looming closer and closer, which may seem convenient but will not be a friend of many. Ashton.
Right. Yeah?
Ashton says advice for teens that are thinking about enlisting within the next 5 years. Well, that means you're a fairly young teen.
Yep. Be cool, stay in school, as our Simon always says.
Treat school like it's a mission. Doesn't matter if you don't like it, you're not going to like all missions.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trickle train.
To meet the goal.
Yep. Don't get caught up on the wrong side of the sticks.
Yep, don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't run before you walk.
And stay with the channel, because you'll learn so much just by being able to come to conversations like we're having right now that allow you to be able to eventually go, I don't even know how I know all that. It's because there wasn't a mission to learn as much. It was casual conversations. Casual conversations, get that?
Yeah, I get it.
And then from there, I learned how to do it. You know, weapons become like a guitar, but I can't play guitar.
Yeah, but if you want to learn to play the guitar, some of the best lessons you'll get are from speaking to people who play the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, conversational learning and being able to listen and actually watch people and what they do and what they say is really a great way to learn.
It is true. Get around the people that you want to be like, and you'll learn. Tom and Nick's Aviation says his pa was a medic. Medics are where we get our confidence to go outside the wire from. So excellent to him, mate.
Yeah, indeed. I've actually got some questions that I found in the comments.
Yeah, throw 'em.
Would you like some?
Yes,
okay, because I sometimes go through the comments, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Craig asked, "Hey Kaz, I have my assessment day on the 9th of this month, which I think has probably already been, for a trade in plumbing. Is there any tips you can give them to help them succeed?" Well, some tips would be good anyway if they're going for a trade.
Well, a trade you normally have to have 4 subjects passed at school. Normally English, maths, science, and one other. That's more for apprenticeships and trades, I guess. What tips could I give you? Well, outside that, you also need to be a soldier. So you still need to be fit. Don't think that you can just pull the fat cord and get on the beers, the pizzas, because you still have to deploy and work in adverse conditions.